Laurence! Hello, you lovelies! Just watched episode 3 of What If Season 3, and it is far and away one of the funniest episodes to me of the entirety of What If we've had so far. I am a sucker for a buddy cop, and I really like when concepts are simple, but the delivery is excellent, so the simplicity actually is leading strength to the runtime. And I think this absolutely nails the buddy cop tropes and execution and action movie things that I love to see in an animated medium, but in a 30-minute runtime. Thought it absolutely worked. If you're new to this page, hit that notification bell. I talk about comic books. I love the books themselves, and I read about 50 to 70 a week, and I break down my favorite 9 for you on this page, as well as doing movie reviews, and as you can see here, TV reviews. So if you like movies, TV, comic books, pop culture stuff, hit that subscription bell. Also hit that like, because I need the algorithm to know that you, in fact, liked this video. And all of that to say, please leave a comment below. I love having conversations about stuff, especially buddy cop movies. I mean, I saw Thelma and Louise influence here. We saw Butch Cassidy, little shades of Lethal Weapon, lots of buddy cop goodness. Let's talk all about those as well as the episode itself in the comments below. Okay, let's talk about 3. What if Bucky was friends with Captain Russia instead of, I know that's not his name, but I love the concept of this was Bucky Barnes being friends with Captain America led to him being the Winter Soldier, who was brainwashed by Russians, who became this operative for them. I love that the sequel to that idea is, what if getting out of that, the Winter Soldier became friends with what effectively was the super soldier for Russia? It's such a fun, simple concept, and it could have been very weak because of the simplicity of the concept, but instead they use that as a strength because boy oh boy, this got to tell a great, using tropes, buddy cop story. They went to Vegas, which is a trope. They had the cop chasing them. The cop, because it's a great Marvel story, is going to be our Goliath, which I thought was such a great use of Goliath. We need so much more of Laurence Fishburne as that character. I feel like the Ant-Man movies are really fun, but there's so much more you can do with Laurence Fishburne as we saw here. I honestly think this is the most the writer has understood Red Guardian, because the character starts off a little annoying, but I think that's the character. And then once the humor hits, it really hits and it stays hitting. And I think that a lot of times, like with Black Widow, and we haven't seen Thunderbolts yet, but a lot of times when a character is played as a joke, it doesn't land for the insecurity of the character. But I think here they leaned into his insecurity, and the humor was actually funny enough that the insecurity was bolstered by the friendship of how differently Winter Soldier is insecure. Because we've had so much more time with Winter Soldier. We've had so much more time with that character. He got to be the stoic, he got to be the straight man to Red Guardian's comedy. And I think that kind of like classic 1-2 punch in comedy is genius. I think anytime you can have something with a lean, mean story, like a buddy cop story, and a comedic duo like that, you're in for a treat. I love the chemistry between David Harbour and Sebastian Stan. I think it's a really good sign for Thunderbolts to come. I think a brainwashing story that gets fixed through the power of friendship is always a delight. I think we had some really interesting action dynamics here. Like I said, they used a lot of action movie tropes. I really loved the chase. It actually felt very intense and kinetic. I really liked the scope of Goliath. I love that you can fight, where, you know, Bucky basically does a combination of kind of like a cannonball, a bit of a cannonball special, but you know, Red Guardian and Winter Soldier style, and takes out Goliath with a punch uppercut. Felt very video game, which I enjoyed. There's just so much worked in this with the visual language of it, but also the writing. I really like that the show has evolved into being about the power of taking care of yourself and the power of relying on others and team dynamics. And overall, it's just become, I don't know, like what if works in the comics because you care about these characters so much. They can do absurd things with the storylines. You care so much about the individual beats that the action is secondary to the characterization most of the time. But then the action can have these big kapow moments, and this show is bringing us that. I don't know. I mean, we'll see how the show lands. We're in 3 of 8, so it's going to be a matter of like whether it can stick the landing, but it is working for me more than the other 2 seasons. Season 2 was a substantial leap up for me from season 1. This feels like a nice evolutionary little step up from season 2. These shows still aren't going to clear my like top Marvel shows. I'm much more you know, Loki and those type of introspective, ponderous, slow burn for the Marvel stuff. and that wouldn't really fit, you know, the animated medium or necessarily these what if stories. But as far as like quick and spicy and get after it and little zesty one-offs that feel like comic issues, this season's really working for me, feeling serialized and comic booky, and that energy of buddy cop in this case, but that energy of the tone they're going for with each of them is really hitting a lot more. So enjoying the season overall. Sebastian Stan is a great voice actor. David Harbour though, man, David Harbour should consider getting into like legit voice acting work. Between what he did with Frankenstein as like a broken poet, a very messed up Stockholm syndrome, has a lot of mental health issues with stalking and abuse, but is still so charming because he's so funny and well written. The work he's doing as Frankenstein is absolutely amazing, and I think that juxtaposing this within the same like runtime, like Creature Commandos is airing right now, and so is this, and it's just such good voice work. And voice acting and on-camera acting are such different skill sets and jobs. I think it's really impressive he's able to do both. So David Harbour, absolute spotlight here. Again, always good to see Laurence Fishburne. Always amazing to have like a little highlight of, I mean, what a voice. That guy is like made for Shakespeare and this authoritativeness. To have him as like the cop trope, but since it's Marvel, like I said, be the Goliath element, how's it going, is such a different energy to bring to the show. So had a lot of fun. America Ferrera as the cop was also fun as the federal agent slash park ranger. It all just kind of worked for me. Funniest episode, I reacted to it over at Real Rejects. Lots of genuine laughs. Loved the running joke of the Communist Manifesto. That worked for me every time. The fact that he was always thanking the workers, that he was always like about the union, about labor, about like taking care of our own against the capitalist pigs. That was so freaking good, man. I really dug that. Repetition of joke doesn't always work. Like Family Guy runs jokes into the ground a lot. This, I think each joke got funnier because it was like a cumulative thing. And again, juxtaposing the straight man with Bucky with that humor. Man, that manifesto joke, they all really worked for me. Stayed funny. I think this is the best characterization and display of Red Guardian we've had to date. So really dug it. Let me know what you guys think down below. Episode was like an 8 out of 10 for me. Got a lot out of it. Let me know what you thought in the comments, as well as leaving a like. And if you're not yet subscribed, please do hit that subscription bell. Gonna be doing episode 4 tomorrow, 4 all the way through 8. We're doing an episode a day right here on this page. Also on Thursday, we've got episode 5 of Creature Commandos dropping at some point. Don't know when I will have these out, but I'm gonna be doing my favorite blank of the year. So I'm gonna be doing my favorite albums of the year. Gonna be doing my favorite movies of 2024. I'm doing 24 of them, so we'll have 2 videos. We're gonna do 24 through 11, and then my top 10 movies of the year. And then my favorite comics of 2024 is also coming. So this week, lots and lots to bring at you. And I'm also still curious, do you guys like the walk and talk, or do you like the sit? As I'm at Real Rejects in between every episode, I'm trying to get outside so I'm not trapped all day for the 10 hours of filming. So let me know if you're enjoying the walk and talk like I do when I'm out of the theater, or if you want me stationary. Let me know about that in the comments below as well. And pretty sure this airs on Christmas Eve. So you, dear lovely, have a wonderful Christmas Eve. I hope your holidays are exceptional so far. Hope you get everything you want. I hope you get time with family. Hope you hug your loved ones. Hope you get some downtime. We could all use it. And I hope to see you tomorrow for episode 4. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Much love. Comic recommendations for this episode. It's going to sound like a weird one. My favorite buddy cop comic is Spider-Man and Deadpool. Spider-Man and Deadpool Isn't It Bromantic, which is volume 1, is very much this tone, and it's a vibe. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.